I can remember a lot of times them asking me these questions. It's like, what's your birthday? Well, I know my birthday. It's the hell's my birthday?
It's in there somewhere. I wanted to say, can't we give him a
I
clue?
know it'll come to me. And then they'd say, okay, next question. It's like, dang, I know I could have got that one.
Your answer one time was January.
Well, I
He
just
was probably
needed-
going through the
I needed
months.
more time. They were kind of rushing me.
I was thinking the whole time, when he gets done, I'm gonna ask him who the president is.
I knew that one.
Kennedy.
At least one of the times I knew that one.
Yeah.
Because I said Obama, but Karen said there was times I didn't.
Yeah, there was a time when they asked him the president, and he couldn't answer.
And there was a time when they asked how old you were, and Karen said you answered.
The first time was 26. That was the first
That
time.
was in Weezer, you
That
said.
was in Weezer.
Heck, yeah, I don't know,
And then,
remember hardly anything
and then
about
another
Weezer.
time they asked you, and you just plain couldn't tell them, and you said, well, just guess. And you went, and you could tell you were trying to come up with an age, and you couldn't even come up with an age.
Yep, he knew my name,
Well,
Ron.
what was funny is I knew I must have known I wasn't 26, and I was thinking what if they'd have said, well, what do you think of your wife if you're 26? And I was thinking about that this morning. I said, well, I think she's beautiful. And I started crying this morning. I thought of that. I was getting so emotional this morning. It's like, man.
So what can you remember about that night?
Before.
You went to bed, you had an earache and a headache.
Okay, I went to bed early because my ear was hurting. I took a couple Tylenols. I remember in the middle of the night, I don't remember when, it started hurting some more pretty bad. So I got up, I think around 3, and I took 2 more Tylenols. And then I was out till Karen finally, she knew I never sleeps till 11, but then I'm not usually sick, so she thought a good long sleep might be good. So she came and finally woke me up at 11, which I usually get up at 7 or 8, so that was a pretty long shot.
Yeah.
And she said I was just incoherent. And so she kind of was freaking, and she called you. She said she called you 3 quick times. And she said she was gonna call 911 if she didn't get you at that time.
The third time.
But that time she got you, or you called back or something. And then you told her, call 911 right now. So that was good advice. And so then they came and I don't remember that trip to Weezer. I hardly remember anything about Weezer. She did remind me of someone I knew that was
Joanne
one of
Brady.
the ambulance drivers.
That's right, yeah.
I remember her face looking at me.
Stacy Luce.
Cindy Luce's daughter,
Daughter, yeah.
Stacy Luce.
Yeah. Well, she's not Luce. but-
That's about all I remember. And she said they worked on me, and I was in a whole bunch of pain as they were tapping that spinal.
Yeah, they did it twice.
Well, several times. Then they got another guy in,
Right.
They gave you a break, and then they.
and I don't remember any of that. And I don't remember them putting the initial IVs in, but I guess they did that in Weezer.
Yeah, they did that, I think.
So I
in the-
forgot a lot of the good stuff to
And with
forget.
the catheter, which
The
you're
catheter
gonna
was.
remember it coming out.
I did remember that coming out.
That's
is
the
it
worst.
out?
Yeah,
Yep.
they took it out
Oh,
yesterday.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
it,
yesterday.
That's
They
the
took it
worst.
out, And then they took him in for an
It
MRI.
wasn't too bad. I'm sure going in it would have been a lot worse if you hadn't intervened. I appreciate so much of what you've done.
I love you so much, Jack.
Yeah.
You know, that's what our family is.
Yeah.
We are,
That's what we're there for.
we love each other, and thank goodness we live close enough to be able to be there for each other.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, it is, we are awesome.
Neither
We're
one
an
of us
awesome
could have
family.
gone through this without all of you.
Yep.
We couldn't have.
So, the night you started coming to, you know, we had brought Mom over,
Mhm.
and I did call her that night, because I wanted her to know you had started talking. I didn't want her to go to bed just with what her visit had been.
See, I thought I was talking before that, Cause I remember saying, hi, Mom,
And that was about all you
but I
could
guess
say.
that's all.
that
I
was
was
about the
One to two
extent.
words, yes, no questions.
Yeah, probably didn't give you a chance to talk.
Anything more than anything more than that, you really
good.
just, you just had a puzzled look.
It was just
That's
like,
what Doris did
this-
last night, she called her.
Now, Pastor said he asked
He's gonna
you,
update.
Because he said every
contact.
time you were trying to
And
talk,
she
you
just
put your
started
hand
talking
up here,
on
and
the
he
phone on
said,
that. Doris put it on speaker. 10
Jack,
minutes.
10
does
minutes.
it
And
hurt
she never shut up.
when
I
you
mean,
try and
Not
talk?
even a break.
Not to get the
This is what
update.
You
Rosemary had,
said,
and that's the same
yes.
thing, and
Now,
Jack
that was
Nelson.
back at,
Rosemary's had it for 3 years and
Oh.
no going on.
And she
you know.
probably said everything 2 or 3 times over.
it probably did,
Talk,
cause I
I'll talk
knew
to you, I'll let you up.
my head was pounding.
They go,
Yeah.
she goes,
Well, it
she
had
goes,
started
"You
in
still
the
there?"
ear.
She goes, yeah, I'm just waiting for you to get done so I can
And-
update you of what really is going on.
So you
Yeah.
said he had blood in his ear that night.
I'd never noticed any blood. No, I didn't even know he had blood until the doctor had told me.
So you
Oh, there's
probably
blood in there.
received your bacteria through your blood
In the
and
middle
through the
of night.
brain through that opening in your ear.
Yeah,
That makes
but it was
perfect
2
sense.
different bacterias.
Yeah. You got two
Well,
different
It might have been introduced.
bacteria.
It might
That's
have gotten
true.
introduced
One
through
of them
that.
could be just around, and then when it opened up,
Right, because of the blood, that opens up for infection, for
For-
bacteria
for
to go
other
wherever it
bacterias,
wants. And it
yeah.
was there, so it could easily go into the blood and into the brain. And that to me was the source of receiving it, especially because you went to
Yeah.
bed and all you had was an ear infection, and then the next
Yeah.
day it hit you through that whole night, it got introduced.
boy, we tried this new home remedy.
the doctor said that did not do anything to harm you.
Okay, good. I was wondering
Absolutely
about
nothing, because I asked.
Home
every-
remedy? What
I,
was that?
well, we had
that.
read,
We'd read on the internet that if you put a few drops of peroxide in an earache,
Yeah,
followed up by
Linda.
olive oil,
Linda.
and you hold it for a few minutes, and then you let it drain. And we did that twice. That procedure, to just maybe kind of flush the ear out.
It looked like you got a message or something.
It was
Felt
Facebook.
All
like
it did
might
was
have done
foam.
a little, but my ear still hurt.
yeah.
And then, I don't remember at what point, I think it was later that evening, my head was hurting too.
That's right, I forgot about your head hurting. I
'Cause
was thinking, I know
remember
your ears
thinking,
got worse.
I never get an earache,
That's right.
I almost never get a headache, and
Your head was.
now why is this happening? And so I was thinking, well, maybe some Tylenol, a good night's sleep, and I'll wake up and I'll be better, which is, in my life, that's.
Normal.
Normal.
It's like, I'm usually pretty fast healer, and I usually don't get that sick. But they said that they blame it all on this Enbro stuff.
Yep.
Wow.
So we
What's
told
that?
What's the
Mom
impressed one?
Embryo
that
first.
you were talking.
That's arthritis.
that There had been an improvement, and she just gotten off the phone
Immune
with Jim.
system.
Oh,
Okay.
And did you talk to Mom?
I
that
talked
night?
to her
The next morning,
the
I
next
think.
morning and
Okay,
told her.
so last night, after I had heard you had been eating and you had been able to stand, I called her last night
Okay, that's
to get her
good.
another
Yeah,
update.
because she's not in the loop and we keep
Right.
forgetting
Not as
that.
Right, and
And she said, she said Karen called me last night and told me, which I called her, and then you called her in the morning,
right.
and then she was going into about Aunt Rosemary, sometimes she'll kind of like pass out and not be able to wake up for a while, which is probably her heart. That would make sense, it's a
Yeah.
syncope, if your heart drops low blood pressure, that can happen.
Well,
But she says that's been happening to her for the last 3 years, and I bet her and Jack have the same thing. And I said, Mom, I'm gonna tell you now.
not like.
And I told Mom last night that they had done a spinal fluid check, that it was cloudy, and that your infection was in your brain.
And she probably won't
And I said,
register all that.
well, I told her that because I knew you were already onto the road to recovery. I would never have said that.
Right. Right, but she won't
Right.
remember
But
all
now
that.
well,
No.
No,
Yeah,
Yeah, but Mom, the first thing you tell her,
Yep,
that's what she'll remember
That's
forever.
what she'll zero
And then
in
you
on.
can change it and correct it later.
Well, I bet she'll be
Well, she
always
first
convinced
said,
that
does he have an
Jack and
infection
me
in
are
his
doing
foot?
the same thing.
My
foot.
Yeah, and that's because Barbara has had a bad foot issue. And so
That's right.
immediately, she transferred Barbara's infection over to you.
And I bet you're gonna get ovarian cancer next.
Oh, no, I've always.
Now he's really gonna get emotional and gain weight.
Well, after the baby's
Now you're pregnant.
I usually, when I say a 9-month pregnant, I wait till I'm sure that I'm not. I say, well, I'm about 7 months along, how long will it be?
Tell him how the actual went last night.
Okay, so I called Mom and I said, I wanted to give you a call to get you an update on Jack. And then I was done talking for about 8 minutes
This is gonna be a funny story, huh?
because all she could talk about was Aunt Rosemary and all the other infections and everybody and how sick everybody's been. There was no, and then one time she said, "Are you still there?" And then that was all I had to say because then she just kept on again.
That's how it's driving with her.
Then she told her, she stopped one time and she goes, yeah, well, when you're done talking, Mom, I'll update you on Jack. Well, we were watching the show, we were looking at the show. Are you guys still there?
Look at here. Wah, 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 wah.
I got this on video.
Who cares?
She's such
Tell
a
us how you feel,
sweet-
Pat.
She is a
Bless
sweet-
her heart.
Mom doesn't have the internet. We're safe.
We're gonna enjoy this down the road.
Yes, we are. This is
Those that are running,
for sure going on the family private channel.
Yes.
And then she was at low tension, a high tension, and your mom was just going, I could just see her, she'd just break in and went, well, when you're done, when you're done talking. And so your mom was, and finally she said, oh, Mom, I want to tell you what Jack's update is, finally.
It was funny.
Oh my
But
God.
I
she
was
loves to
laughing
talk.
at
She does.
you were
Well, and she's lonely.
Yep.
If we probably lived by ourselves, every chance, oh, the phone's ringing.
Can you imagine the telemarketers? They probably have her on the no-call list.
You call her. No, you call her. No, you call her.
There's your number.
They add her to the phone.
Don't call them again.
Oh no, she's calling us now.
She's got redial. Disconnect redial.
Oh dear. Oh,
She's quite a cardinal.
she is.
Gotta love her.
Yeah. She loves your kids.
Oh, I know she does.
Totally. There's no mother that I know that ever loved her kids more than
Oh, I know.
you guys.
And that
That
was,
is so-
that was lucky for us because, Dad was so strict.
Mhm.
Had they both
You
been,
wanna get
had
in with your
Mom
chair?
been like her mom, we'd have been in trouble. We'd
Yeah.
have probably all run away from home when we were 16.
Well, if your mom had been like my mom, your mom and dad would never stay together.
That's
They
probably
would have
true.
had too much, I don't know who would have killed who first.
Well, I do. It wouldn't have been your mom that did the killing either.
She would have snuck up on your dad with a frying pan when he was asleep.
Well,
Co-cocked.
Yes.
she better have hit him really hard, because if she didn't, she'd have been dead.
Mom gave us enough love for both,
Yep.
and she prayed Dad to heaven. You know it?
Yeah.
She made Grace's change for him in
Yeah.
his life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she did.
And that was huge.
That was huge, yeah, it was.
I
And
think-
he
I
left
think
her
that
in a
was
good
her
place.
example.
But he
Oh,
has
I
left
know
her
it.
in a great place.
Yes,
because
he did.
Yeah.
She has no
He
worries
did.
now
He
because
did.
of what he did
left
for
her good,
her.
but he loved her.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
he
don't
did.
know that she could feel that,
No.
right.
but I do know if you ever joked about her in front of him, it upset him.
Yeah. He loved her the way he knew how to
The
love.
only way he knew
That's
how.
the way he knew
Yes.
how to love.
Yeah.
Yes.
You protect you protect your wife.
Yeah,
Yep, and you provide
More
for your
than,
family.
more than for anybody else.
doesn't matter
But
how
he
you
did
treat
that.
her, but you,
He
yeah,
did that.
yeah.
He protected her.
He basically
He
told her
loved her
that
the-
before,
the way
before
he
died,
knew
I
how.
mean, just right out.
Just
For-
before he died, yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
he told her lots at our house a couple times. I know it was just, I did this for you, I did this for you, kind of.
Yeah.
She just couldn't grasp it at all.
Well,
Well,
if
we
you
could have been
think-
millionaires.
If you think in the last 3 months of his life, he was working on that room that she wanted.
Yeah.
He was busy building another room for her.
Yeah.
Because that was what she had
Yeah.
wanted.
Yeah,
Up
it wasn't,
until
it wasn't for
just-
him, it was for her.
Right.
And it was hard.
Yeah.
Because unlike this illness, which is all going to be cured, his was a slow,
And he
It
knew,
was
he was fighting
weakening.
something that.
Yeah.
He was losing the battle.
and he knew, especially after talking with the
The
pharmacist.
yeah,
The pharmacist said, you know what, we really don't have any drug that'll
there's no cure.
help you. There's really no
There's
cure.
He should have been on hospice.
And,
I don't know if he
yeah,
would
but
have
he
done.
wouldn't have done that.
No.
He wouldn't have done that.
Never did.
No.
Yeah, because he was still doing everything for
He's the kind of guy that would smash his thumb with a hammer and shrug it off, probably, Say no.
Keep going.
Yeah, there was a couple of words.
Yeah, just like Jackie, see?
I didn't shrug it off. I went, ow! Brian, I'm in
I don't wanna tell you what I said.
Oh, yeah.
I never done that hurt.
Okay, I got a story for you. Last weekend, we decided to switch from DirecTV to Dish. So Pat decides, okay, I'm gonna get on the phone with DirecTV and cancel
Was on Saturday.
TV. And, of course, you get on the phone, you're saying you're gonna quit their service, and they want you to stay on, and
Yep.
they want
And
you to
then they
stay
transfer
on,
you
and
to the
yes.
disconnect
So
center.
he's on like his third person, and I can hear the tension in his voice, he's holding it down.
He's
But he's
He's
getting
losing.
plumb irritated because he's been on the phone with him for so long just to say I don't want the
Well,
service.
you never hear that, there's a comedian on the comedian channel that he's always crying about lines, like at the buffet.
And the
And
impatience
the people are
and the,
just looking at salad, picking up a little piece of salad. Get out of line! Get out of line! He screams like that. And so I was thinking that, in my mind, and this woman had come on. I told her in the beginning, I said, all I want to do is cancel my subscription. I don't want DirecTV no more. Well, why is that? I said, well, because I'm changing to Dish and I have a cheaper package and I already have it, so I don't want to go on. Well, did we offer you this? Did we offer you that? And I go, no, and no, and no. And don't offer me any more offers because I already switched. And why didn't you offer me these offers before when I got on here and tried to cut it down, my bill? Well, you need to talk to somebody else then. And I said, I don't need to talk to anybody else. I said, all I want to do is cancel my subscription, okay? And all of a sudden she hangs up on me.
She hung up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And, oh man, I tell you,
Oh, that.
I was so mad. So then I dial back and I get the machine. You gotta go through the machine. I go through the machine and I'm fuming.
Press 1 for English.
And we'll wait. You wait for the next call. Or
And you're in the
next-
order as
next
your-
representative. So I wait. She comes on about 4 times. And I'm just, oh man, I'm really losing it by then. I don't have much patience when it comes to stuff like that. And I go, okay. So this guy gets on. He's really nice. This kid, it sounded like a kid. And I said, so here's the deal. I just said really quietly. I said, I've been on the phone for 20 minutes waiting for somebody to call. I said, got cut off from the first call after I told him all I want to do is cancel my subscription. He goes, well, I can help you with that. Just like that. I go, cool. So he says, well, I'm looking at your account right now and looks like it's canceled. I said, no, it is canceled, right? And he goes, yeah. I said, okay, so what I gotta do is send the stuff back, but I don't have any clue what to do. Well, I'll send you all the stuff you need to do. And he said, it'll be right there and we'll give you the stuff for it. And he said, you should have it in 7 to 8 days, working days. And he said, and then they'll bill you if there's any costs or, let me see, he said, well, you should get a refund because yours is good through the 31st or something. And I said, okay, well, as long as it don't cost me, you know. He goes, well, you know, I'm thinking that it don't. I said, give me your name and your ID number.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And
Yeah.
he said, okay.
Then you heard it click.
No problem. He wrote it all, I wrote it all down. And so he goes, okay, well, have a good day, Mr. Powell. And I go, okay.
So he's done and he comes and
I hear
sits down.
click, you know. So I come over and Dorsey's
and I
in
said,
there and I go,
I'm so proud of you. I said, you didn't even lose your cool. I said, you just took care of it. And he
Sometimes
goes,
that's the only way.
and he
They'll
goes,
just they'll
that
just
made
hang up
me
on you.
so effing mad.
well, I said, get off the line, get out of line. Get on the freaking line.
And he's saying it between us.
Oh, he's telling Karen.
So the guy-
going behind the buffet line, never get behind the old ladies. Because that's like, one of these, one of those.
He's saying,
These.
so then I tell Dorsey, I tell him Dorsey, you know, I'm screaming, and all of a sudden, Mr. Powell, is that still you on the line? I go, yes, it is. I wasn't referring to you, I was talking about the rude lady. Well, have a nice day. I thought about that. I said, thank you, God.
That is just a classic.
Yes, he heard the after talk that he was blowing.
I
I
was
said,
giving her the comedian line, you know. Basically, just, I wanted to get out of here.
I bet you he had a long story to tell about
He was probably rolling.
probably recorded, and it will probably be on their next staff meeting.
Probably.
So that really,
Yes.
Yeah,
oh, he was still on the
Yeah.
line.
yeah. He didn't hang up.
Yours was just being funny and saying,
No, he never hung up.
I had the phone in my hand. And he goes, hey, so are you Mr. Powell? I said it made me feel about that high.
I can't heard the whole
oh, that's
Tell me how you really feel.
I think he thought I was talking about him, you know. And I said, no, it was a rude lady before you. It wasn't you. That was my humble
That
story.
dude, that tops it right there. That's the year's best, you know.
I just said, thank you, Lord, for humbling me.
That time when we had everybody on CenturyLink, when we had Joyce and we had Mom, and when I went to disconnect it all, it
Oh, that was a nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
nightmare. I ended up having to call them back and apologize because I was getting madder and madder, and my voice was getting louder and louder. I have been now on the phone for half an hour, 45. This is the fifth call. You know, what does it take?
Exactly. That's what,
You know,
Yeah,
I
we
just.
said, I don't care what the deal is, we're never getting into a group thing,
No.
because if you're the head of it,
Oh, yeah.
you have to do all
You have
the
to go-
work of canceling, and it's,
Hoops
oh, it was a nightmare.
Okay, is mom on your account?
No, she's on that 10.
Okay, so I heard
Mom,
you can get a less. Is
Mom's
there
on,
just
on that
basic?
free service.
Is it just a basic where she doesn't get text messages or
She
anything
can
like that?
text.
Voice messages.
She can
Because
get,
you can pay less for your phone bill if you only have calling ability and receiving calls.
well, see, we
But she has
have,
long distance.
she has long distance, and she
Because
has,
of
Calling,
Jim.
But that has to do with calling and receiving.
Do you know what
If
she
you
pays
don't
a month?
have
she
voice
pays,
message
I
and
think
you
it's
don't have
$35
texting,
a
you
month,
can get
no
it for less.
contract.
Did you hear that?
She pays $35 a month.
Yeah,
no-
but check and see if she doesn't have text messaging
Right.
and
She
voice
does.
messaging.
You're
Mom,
talking cell phone.
yes.
Yeah.
She does have it. That comes automatically with the cell phone. There was no.
Okay, well,
she-
someone at work told me for their grandmother, they requested no texting, no voicemail, and it lowered the bill.
Okay, her phone is not. Wait a minute. Let me see.
Who is it with?
Because mom
No, she doesn't
I
have.
know.
I don't know. She doesn't have. I don't.
But mom can't
She
retrieve
has
her
voice
messages
because
anyway,
you
so
have
she
left
doesn't
the
get
message.
voice messages.
This is Esther's cell phone, and she
Yeah.
won't listen to any messages.
So
Right.
she needs that service disconnected.
Well,
and
well, we can't on her phone, on the particular phone that she has now. I've called in the past on Verizon and stuff, and I had called periodically trying to get her something cheaper. But the problem is the phone that she's got right now. It's a cheap phone through Net 10. She pays a flat $35.
that's her cell phone?
Her cell phone. If she was to lose that phone, we don't have to go through a bunch of hoops and whatever.
And I'm saying, why don't you call the company and say, if you remove
They
They
the
don't, they
voice
can't do that.
message
It's a
and
certain
text
plan.
message.
They can't do that. You're paying X
So
amount of
the
dollars.
person you're talking about, what company?
I
are
don't
they
know
with?
what the
See,
plan is.
it
I would
wasn't
have to
Net
ask
10.
her.
It could have been
What difference?
Cricket.
I mean, she can afford it, it ain't gonna kill her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It
is
could
it
have
less
been
than
anything.
35?
I don't know. Is
Okay,
it-
so find those things out, and if it would be something that would work for her,
Yeah.
as long as she can still talk to
She
you.
has to have
That's her
unlimited
main
minutes.
Well,
thing
this
that would
is,
be her most
I
Does she
think,
have a landline anymore?
I think
Yes,
I
she
have the
does.
best advice here. Have Pat call him, and after the phone call, don't hang up. And just give him your honest opinion.
had Mom
Because it'll
on-
take a half-hour conversation.
I had Mom on
Yeah,
a
but she might
25.
sign them up for everything.
I had Mom on a $25 a month plan, but that was with limited minutes, and she was using them up, and I was having
Yeah.
to.
Well, I can imagine.
Actually, 35 isn't bad. 35's pretty
So
good.
She
now
talked
she
to
has
one of us.
35.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. She used that up in the first phone call.
$35 a month isn't that bad, really. I wish that's what my.
She can afford it.
I'm
It's
just
reasonable.
saying, if
It's
she's
reasonable
paying
to
for
get her
something
And
that
then
she
like
can't
her
even use.
TV
Linda, for your
stations are
mom,
free.
Yeah.
to
the
change
TV's
to a
free.
different phone and whatever.
And she's happy.
Yeah, she
With
can't
the
use a
5
different phone at this
How do
point.
you get that?
You have to get, the easy way is to just pay like $150. They come out, they install a nice big antenna, they get it all directly lined
Wire
up.
guys.
That's the easy way, and then you never get into bill again. They hook it all up
Yeah, and
right,
that's what we did
right
for
to
Mom.
where you want the cable to be in the house.
So
It's
you
called
have-
Wire Guys, and
I
I
think
have.
in
Yeah.
one case,
have them in
because they installed it where the cable or the satellite dish came in, I think they were able to use the same line, so they just hooked up to that line. It just made it.
How many channels does she get?
Oh,
I think it's 23.
I think that's really incredible.
More
It,
stuff for
it gives her
Junior.
all these
Well, that's what
local,
David has.
all the local, yeah, David has the same
Maybe
thing.
Pat wants to cancel Dish and call these guys.
Yeah, but the thing is, she's not gonna get hardly any Boise State games.
Right.
And like for you
Yeah,
and
there's
us,
certain
I
perks
say,
that
I
we are
want
spoiling
Boise State.
ourselves
Yeah.
with.
and,
Yeah.
and whatever package I have, we'll have Boise State games.
That's what we do.
I mean, I could go to someone else's house, or I could go to a bar, but I just soon sit in my
Lay in bed and
house.
watch it.
And especially they're so late now, it's like
Yeah.
midnight for half of their games before they're over. Who wants to get back on the road and drive? And I have a buddy that comes over, but he usually leaves at 9 o'clock, so he sees the first quarter
Yeah,
when on those late games.
and all their games are late.
We didn't
I
watch it.
think
We
that
just
they're
go.
making
What I
more
think
money
tonight's-
for
They do.
BSU to be later.
They do. ESPN, I know, pays them more if they'll be the late game, which is kind of sad for the fans because
Yeah.
they're actually losing some fans. Because of that.
Absolutely.
But I think they make up the difference on the TV money, and it gets them publicity, which is maybe the most important thing. Because when you're recruiting, you say, hey, you can watch Boise State games on ESPN, you know, on a lot of their games. So they know about the blue turf, they know Boise State's winning program, good coaches. So a lot, it draws, when you look at all the Mountain West teams, Boise State recruits the top players every year. They out-recruit everybody. They're getting like 3-star recruits, pretty
Oh,
much
I know it, that's why
a lot
we're
of them.
around.
Whereas a lot of these teams, Air Force,
Who won Fresno State
Cowboys,
Air
they're
Force
getting
game last night?
2-star recruits, hardly any 3 stars. So,
Fresno won.
Which
That's my
game?
guess, Fresno and Air Force.
31-21, Air Force.
Yes.
Air Force
Man,
One?
Yeah,
Yay.
they were behind all the way.
They were behind, it's nothing.
Nice.
Last time we looked.
Well, that's good because Boise State will have to play Air Force.
Oh, I hate it when they
Aren't
play
they
the Air
number
Force.
Four, are they number 4?
No,
That's the hardest
The
game to
better
watch.
record.
They're 7. Huskies are 4.
Okay.
Air Force is 7. Wow.
See, the better teams Boise State plays
The higher they
and
rank.
beats,
Yes.
the higher they'll
I
go.
know, but I like the Air Force too.
I think
Well,
you're
so
probably
can't
right.
you say Air
Boise State
Force
better.
One?
Yeah.
So there you go. So,
I know, I know.
So you could.
But
root
it's
for-
hard when BSU and Air Force play because I like both of them.
Well, that's the only time.
I want
I'll
2
root-
winners.
Yeah, I'll
I just
root
want a
for-
good
I'll
game.
root
I'll
for the
root
winner.
I'll root for Boise State no matter who they're playing.
Yeah, that's what I am.
So that's just the way it is.
I like the Ducks too, but when Boise State's playing them, I want Boise State to beat them.
Oh, you're the Ducks fan?
I like Ducks.
Dawn and Maria are for both of them. They're for Oregon.
I'm just kidding.
And I
Those
can
are
understand
joke.
that.
I
I
eat
lived
that.
there a long time.
I like
That'd be
it.
like us
So
in
is
Boise
BSU.
In
Broncos.
Mexico, they serve a lot of ducks. They had duck tacos. They were really good.
Ah.
I had some duck jerky. the
That would
other
be
day.
good.
I did
Oh,
not
they were
like it.
delicious.
I
They
did.
were
Oh my
Wasn't
gosh.
that duck jerky you brought home?
Yes, and I loved
was
it.
gross.
Me and the dogs
I
loved
didn't
it.
even know they were duck tacos. Bryce ate them and liked them. And he comes
Yeah.
up and he
ate
goes,
some too.
these are duck tacos.
Ew.
And he said, they're really, really good. I'm on my second plate, Grandma.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'd love to have some good duck
Well,
taco.
she had jerky.
He
Guy I work with
yeah,
made it up.
Well, I had
It was
duck something.
incredible.
Oh, roasted duck, that's what I
Oh, it was roasted duck.
No,
he
this
had
was
jerky.
Jerky.
So you had
So
some
you
of
had
the-
to chew the flavor, and it was horrible. I spit it out.
I'll tell you what, a friend of ours one time in Wyoming, this was years and years ago, gave us this Canadian goose. And we cooked that thing up like a turkey, I didn't know how to cook a goose. So I said, well, it looks like a turkey to me, we're cooking it like a turkey. That was so tough.
had.
This goose must have he might have shot it and it died of old age coming down.
Wow.
These go off all
Hey,
over.
act like you're dead when she comes in. Come on.
But it was so tough, we could not eat it. It was like eating a,
Something might have emptied out too.
yeah,
Look at to see if it might.
it was like eating a giant chunk of leather. If you
Yeah.
could make
Did
leather
you push
that
your
big.
nurse button, Jack? Do you have a nurse button? The nurse button is on.
They listen, they'll come in.
But
Oh, it's the IV thing.
Yeah. IV's
They'll
out.
they'll come in,
Yeah.
sometimes they're busy and they
Yeah,
might be
it
run
takes a
for
bit.
5 minutes, but they'll come in.
Do you want
You
us
can
to
actually
get
crack the
plates
door
from
open, they
the
can hear it.
Go.
cafeteria?
Go ask them,
But
they'll
you don't
bring
have
them
to
in.
get 'em. They'll hear it.
They'll bring
It's
plates
nice that
in
we don't have to gamble.
for our pies.
But, so we said, okay, well, we got a dog, the
Yes.
dog will eat anything.
Oh, want me to
The
ask
dog
him?
would not
Yeah, I'll
touch
ask him.
that goose.
Well, then, there